Okay, we are joined by forward Trinity Rodman. If you have a question, please raise your hand and we will get to you. Who would like to start? Tiger, you just went? You could kick us off.
Alright, first things first, Trinity, how you feeling coming into the season and how excited are you to start it?
Really excited. Obviously, re-signing with Spirit is the best thing ever, and I'm excited to stay in my home, really. And I literally have not been at my house since the day after the championship, so I've really missed it. And I'm just excited to get started and get going with the season because we have redeeming to do.
And you mentioned that. How much of last season is going to play into the motivation for this season, if it is at all? And for you personally, how motivated are you to get back to that championship stage?
Yeah, obviously really motivated to make the championship again, hopefully. And for me, I think I'm just motivated to be on the field as much as I can. I've felt really good in national team camp and then coming into preseason with our matches against Boston and Orlando. So got a lot of minutes in those scrimmages, so I'm really happy about that. And I think obviously there's a lot we're going to take from last year, but I think we'll still experiment and play with a little bit, if that's formation, if that's rotations, and I'm excited to do that because I think we still have a lot to show and a lot more to our game as a team as a whole, and obviously having a lot of new faces this year, more internationals. There's still a lot of connections to be built in certain units on the field, so I'm excited to see those grow.
Steve?
So, two questions for you, Trinity. One heavier, one lighter. A little heavier, was it signing the contract, getting it out of the way, did that release maybe some burden on you? Getting something out from maybe the back of your mind that was lingering for a while? How did that mentally affect you, putting that aside?
It definitely was a relief because I think deep down I really wanted to stay at Spirit. But I've also been a player that's been very open to every opportunity, so I did have an open mind going into the off season, and I was kind of ready for whatever was going to come because there was just a lot of conversation that needed to be had and just what the future looked like, and obviously pay as well, just to see how far we could push with that, and obviously it worked out. But I think my heart's been with DC, so the stress of being okay, I do truly want to stay in DC, so I'm really happy with the outcome, obviously.
And you just got back from Dallas, right? That
That
must have been fun.
Yeah.
It just seems like you and Ben have a great connection in terms of supporting each other's careers. What was that interaction like, being there and watching him win, and how this dynamic will work throughout the year?
Yeah, I mean, it's really good. We're good at showing up for each other and supporting each other. I think we wish sometimes we could be a little bit more low-key when supporting each other. But I don't know, it's super fun. It gives us opportunities to kind of obviously support each other, but also kind of have that different personality in a different sport. I think being able to be front row watching him play tennis is something unreal and something I've never felt before. So it's definitely inspiring, and then him being able to win that conveniently on my off days was amazing. So I'm really happy.
Jason?
Trinity, I want to ask, when you signed the contract, I noticed during that press conference you kind of talking maybe a little more long-term than in years past. I think last year around this time the word veteran came out at a press conference and you were hard no on that. But I was wondering if...
That's so hard no.
You said it was 30. You said 30 was when we can start saying veteran. Is that still...
No, I'll push it to maybe... I'll say 25.
Okay.
Let's go to 25.
Okay.
So holding off on that, but you did sign for several years. Does doing that make you feel like you have a different role within the club, not on the field, but maybe off the field? Does it change your perspective on that?
I think so, a little bit, just because obviously the longer that I'm with Spirit, the more I'm able to make an impact and build not only on the team, but for the sport and for DC as a whole. So, I think I've definitely thought about it more, the impacts I can have off the field, especially in the community, because I think I want to be more involved, and I'm kind of bummed that I wasn't before, and my teammates have been so good about it. Hatchie's really involved, Croy was really involved when she was here, so I think we have so many players that do tap into that, and I get really overwhelmed easily, so I need to figure out my schedule so I can make that a priority. But I definitely think I will be more involved with that, and I hope to continue to build something with Spirit and, I don't know, just make it more of a community within soccer as well.
And then on the field, you mentioned Croy. Obviously, that's kind of, Adrian was just saying, like, there's not another player like Croy. You can't
Yeah.
just, like, plug someone else in. But you do have a lot of players on the team that are going to be able to get you the ball, just not in the specific way that you
Yeah.
would do it. How do you see that process changing? Do you think the team has to change in a big way to find you and find Rose and find Gift and everyone else? Or is it just, like, fine-tuning?
Yeah, I mean, that was tough just because, yeah, like you say, like Adrian says, like, Crow is special. So in terms of just, like, the way that she attacks the back line, her patience, and just the way that she plays the ball into the forwards is unique. But, again, we have a lot of great midfielders, a lot of great players that can get into the attack. So I don't think we'll lack, like, getting into the final third. But I definitely feel like it'll be maybe a different entrance. Maybe not as cheeky of a little slip ball as Croy would play. But, no, I think we have really good attacking players, really good minds. And, again, the more we're building in this preseason, I feel like it's happened really quickly. And we're already going to camp again. So I'm hoping that we continue to build that. And I'm very excited for the first game to see how that goes.
Moises?
Trinity, congratulations on your new contract. You talked a lot about wanting to be here. So, is this a club where you see yourself perhaps playing the rest of your career or the majority of your career? And is there an athlete perhaps in a different sport you look up to and say, I want to be like that player who played their entire career at a one club?
I mean, Tori Huster's a prime example of that. Yeah, obviously coming to a team you want, it's not ideal to bounce around. No player really wants to do that. So going into my 6th year now, knowing that I have many years to come with Spirit, I'm happy about it, but also not like closed-minded to other opportunities in the future. But as of now, I'm very happy here, and I'm very glad that I've been with one club. I think it's really cool to see how I've grown as a person, but also how I've brought people together and how just the environment has changed, even just at Audi. I really enjoy watching, so I'm just focused on, this next contract, and then we'll see again.
And when you look at this team and the fact that you guys made it to back-to-back finals, do you feel this roster for this season has an opportunity to get back to the big game?
Obviously. I mean, I have to say yes. Yeah, I think for sure. Again, every year we have like little tweaks of personnel, play styles and stuff, but I do truly feel like we have an identity that we stick with, and then there's just amazing players that come in and bring their own flair. So I think you're going to see that this year for sure, but yeah, I'm hoping we have another smooth run and consistent wins going into the playoffs.
Emily?
I feel like I've used the word chaos or chaotic at some point every year that you've been with the Spirit for different reasons. There's a couple of different personnel changes, obviously Corey going. One, would you be upset if there wasn't chaos going into a season? And two, does it help kind of gel quicker with new players, knowing that, like, that's all you've experienced?
I mean, I'm used to it.
Right.
I think from personal experience, nothing really, like, shocks me. I was really bummed about Croy, I can't lie. Also, we're very close friends, so I was just, like, really sad about that in general. But again, she has to do what's best for her, and unfortunately, it's Kansas City. So, yeah, I think she's going to thrive. She'll thrive at any club, so I'm excited for her, but also for us, I don't think like the chaotic announcements or anything like that really affect in-house or the way that we go about trainings or anything like that. So for me, I'm pretty good at it, but as a whole, I think we try to move quickly past like acknowledgement and then, okay, what's the next thing? So I think we do a good job of that for sure.
And then when it comes to, you mentioned scheduling already. Does someone help with scheduling when you and Ben are going to see each other, or even your own personal schedule? Or are you just like, I'll go? A Google Calendar.
I mean, we can't really plan because like sometimes we'll get no off days. Sometimes we do. So I'm just like hop on a plane as soon as possible, recover, and then hop on a plane. But no, we try. I think we do really good at being there for each other, but also trying to be realistic at times where it's like, okay, that's a little much. That's gonna like exhaust us. Maybe not. but yeah, big moments I try to show up for. Thankfully, I was there for Dallas, but yeah, we go with the flow and just feel it out.
Tennis has a super easy schedule. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Trinity, if I could ask what this contract has meant to your family. I had listened to your podcast with Alex Cooper, and you talked a lot about your mom and how much she's meant to you over the years.
Sorry, what was the beginning part?
Sorry, what this contract has meant to you and your family.
Yeah, I mean, amazing. Like I've said before, life changing and game changing. For me, again, I like to be a player that's pushing boundaries and raising the standard, raising the level. So, for me individually, I'm really proud of myself for that, and to be able to inspire the next generation as well. But yeah, obviously my family's very, very proud. My mom, I mean, cries at every achievement that I have. So yeah, she's always extremely proud of me, and I think deep down she always knew I was gonna do something, but maybe not to this extent. But yeah, she's the best, and I think everybody in my family has supported me really well.
Just a follow-up question from Melissa. Just what does this contract say about the league and the franchise as far as fighting to keep you here?
I think, yeah, as much as it's like about me, I don't think it is. I think it's so much bigger than that, and I think one thing is like if you push hard enough, you're gonna make things happen, and I think not taking no for an answer, because I think if me and my agent would have given up at the first couple conversations, this wouldn't have even been a thing. So I think the more that we push, the more we realize, like, no, it's possible, it's very doable. So, yeah, I think obviously pushing your standard, but everybody else's as well, and opening their eyes to that, because I do think there are people that don't see it as big of a picture as it is, or they see it as one little opportunity rather than an entire sport, and inspiring not only soccer but every other sport too, because now there are other female athletes that are pushing for that as well. So I think to be able to do that is amazing, but also showing others like, okay, you gotta push pretty hard to get it out of people.
All right, well,
Sorry. And just a follow-up question, you mentioned that a lot of this kind of sets the precedence for others. Have other women athletes reached out to you asking how you've done it, what your agent might have done to do it? Have they asked for advice?
I mean, I just say I have a really good agent. But yeah, I mean, some WNBA players have kind of just reached out and congratulated me and just kind of hyped me up, which I think is amazing to have that support. But I don't know, I think everybody has it. Like, they have that flair and they have that personality, they have that drive. So, I have nobody ask me for advice, because I just think be yourself and push the standard, because, again, you don't exactly need to know what you're doing. I think you just need to know, like, what you want and, like, how big you want to be, and as long as you just keep going after it, it makes everything possible.
Thank you.
last one, Ron.
Hey, Trin. I was just curious, after having this window where you were able to weigh a bunch of different options potentially about where to play, what you wanted from a team, what did you learn about yourself and what you want the most out of, not just a team, but yourself, your career? Like, how did this process maybe reshape some of that for you?
Yeah, I think, obviously, I like to weigh every option and figure out what's best for me in that moment, because I think I definitely go through phases of like, okay, I'm good, like I can do something different, try something new, and there's also times where I'm like, okay, like I'm not ready to do something, or like I need to be in a stable situation, comfortable in the U.S. So I think for sure I go back and forth of, oh, should I have done this? Should I have gone overseas or whatever? So, but through it all, I think it's just trusting myself, because I've been open to everything, and I've teetered back and forth where I've been so close to being like, okay, I'm going. And then I'm like, wait, no, I'm not ready. So, yeah, I think I've trusted myself a lot through this process, and just knowing that, again, like, I just think there's still more to do, and if I do make a big jump or a big decision like that, like, I want to feel like I've fully fulfilled what I want to do in DC before I'm bouncing around everywhere, if that makes sense.
Thanks, Trin.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
My foot fell asleep.